Hey, you there. Thank you for watching, and welcome to Force Lines Forever. Today I have a 6v6 custom match here on the most amazing Neuroxys map generator. So let's go ahead and introduce our teams and our players, starting off with Team 1 in the north, ending with Team 2 in the south. Starting off with Team 1's Eastern player, then zigzagging around their lineup, we have in Royal Blue, Team 1's Sergeant Red. He is not red, he is purple. He is a Seraphim, and he is an 1100. To his northwest in Royal Blue is Signal Runner as an Aeon as a 1300. To his south in Ruby Red, we have Team 1's U. He is a 2200. He is the highest rated player on Team 1 and in the game overall. To his northwest in Imperial Gray is Spectral Slave 137. He is a 1600 as a Cyberin. In Batman Gray to his southwest is another Seraphim for Team 1. It is Tetra with a not impressed face. He is a 1300. And last but not least, for Team 1 in the northwest corner of the map, we have in Rusk Dusky 805 as a Seraphim as a 1200. So for Team 1 side of the map, they don't have UEF tech, but they have 3 Seraphim, 2 Cyberin, and 1 Aeon. Starting off with Team 2 southwestern player, and then zigzagging around their lineup, we have in Pac-Man Yellow Twitchy Mofo as a Seraphim as a 1500. And whichever comes into his northeast is the Cyber player of Gromit 110. He is a 1000 rated player again as a Cyberin. To his southeast, we have in Lightest Red Pink, it is Rekather as a UEF. I think he's the one and only UEF of the game. He is a 1600 in in Light Oak Tan. We have Bannable Offense. He is a Seraphim. He is a 2100 highest rated player on Team 2. In Forest Green, the best color in all Spring Commanderdom, it is Hyper 2001 as an Aeon as a 1400. And near the eastern side of the map here for Team 2, we have in Tropical Ocean Blue, Unleash the Beast. He is a Cyberin as an 1100. I'm assuming it says Unleash the Beast, but it's probably... No, I guess it's just Unleash the Beast. Anyway, so for Team 2 side of the map, they have 1 UEF, 2 Cyberins, 1 Aeon, 2 Seraphim. And again, the difference between Team 2 and Team 1 is that Team 1 does not have UEF tech, Team 2 does. And for these 12 players on the map, let's take a look how much reclaim they have to scoop up. Currently sitting at 94,000 mass in reclaim. That is a metric ton of reclaim. And for 12 players on the map, it's pretty close to 8,000 mass per player. If I did my math correctly, I think 96,000 would be 8, so slightly under that. That is just huge amounts of reclaim. And it is dotted everywhere besides the middle right here next to this little pond. And pretty much there's nothing in the water for reclaim. Everything is on land. So very accessible for these players to go and grab. We do see on the eastern side, again, it's going to be kind of an annoying situation for land because the only way to get units across to that side of the map is to, again, go all the way through the middle. Or if you have hover or transport, send them that way. But I wouldn't be surprised to see maybe some T2 artillery or probably missiles would be more than likely on these edges and lobbing missiles at one another. We do see... naval facilities have been started here for Sergeant Red in the east, Signal Runner, and for you, we do see that Team 2's Battle Offense is getting into the water, but that is it so far. So in Navy, it's going to be a 3-1 advantage for Team 1. In the west, looks like it's going to be a 1v1 between Dusky and Twitchy, with a couple of Team 1 bombers outbound from Team 2's Twitchy Mofo. Isn't able to drop that payload and misses an ability to grab a couple of early engineer kills. In the middle of the map here for Team 1, we have Tetra and Spectre Slaves, so the great players, facing off against Gromit and I would presume Rekather, but he hasn't really sent anything forward as of yet. Looks like he might send a couple of some Team 1 tanks, but he's going to hang out here for the time being. And things are starting to, again, just be a little bit slow. Again, it is not a full 20 by 20 map, but it is pretty close, probably 16 to 17. Again, land is going to be very annoying in the east, as I said. So it's going to be a little bit more of a build up just because they're going to be focusing on Navy a little bit more than, of course, land/air. I wouldn't be surprised if we have 2 air players. It is a 6v6. It kind of tends to go that way. We do see in the west, though, Team 1's Dusky is actually getting out of the water to assist land. In the middle cam, we do see still nobody from Team 2 besides Gromit is pushing up northward. A couple of Team 1 units outbound here to try to deny the naval facilities. But we also see that Tetra's in the water as well. So it is 2v1 in the Navy in favor of Team 1. Team 1 focusing a little bit more on Navy. I think Team 2 is focusing a little bit more on Eco. We'll see if that benefits them or not. Battleboat Defense hanging out, going to reclaim this Team 1 naval facility. It's going to be very annoying for you since he just built that one. He's built another one next door to that, but that is not a sub, that is a frigate. And it looks like that actually might be denied. Reclaim is quicker than repairing, and you will lose that Team 1 naval facility. But again, not a huge issue. It's just annoying. We do see that Battleboat Defense is building his own naval facilities, though, and actually only just building one and sticking with the frigate so far. I feel like subs would be a lot more powerful in this situation, but looks like he's being the sub, and his frigates are just being the distraction for that sub. We do see in the west Gun, and T2 coming online here for Team 1. So more defense and 2 offensive. Team 1 units starting to line up for a nice attack. And then we do see that Battleboat Defense is saying, hey, you need to co-Navy. Talking to Regather there. We do see that Hyper 2001 has joined the move northward, but hasn't moved to really engage like Dusky has. We do see in the east, naval facility most likely got denied if it was built at all. And Unleash the Beast is just going to hang out on this nice little cliffside here. Team 1 has pretty much gained naval control. I mean, there's only 2 T2 naval facilities here. We see a third one started here for Regather. It's going to be a little bit before that one is actually finished. But all the naval facilities here for you have been denied. And Battleboat Defense is in retreat just due to the sub and torpedo threats here from U's comm. Gun upgrades are almost done. Gun upgrade has been started for Tetra. So 3 gun upgrades for Team 1. T2 here in the west for Gromit, and gun has been started here for Regather. Nobody else on Team 2 or Team 1 has upgrades as of yet. And we do see that Battleboat Defense is dropping hit points very quickly. Has to be out of that water immediately. Transport inbound with just engineers. Looks like they're going to try to reclaim. The engineers are dropped off immediately. Will he get any orders off? Yes, he will. He's going after the facility here for U. U is going to definitely hate that. Nice grab here. One of the more offensive uses of engineers. You hardly ever see that just because it's very, not that it's easy to do, but it's just one of those things where you don't really think about doing that. We do see Signal Runners moving in to reclaim said engineers, so not really a huge threat there. Team 1 torp launchers denying any sort of Team 1 torp launchers here from Battleboat Defense, and now we see the Signal Runner, yes, is going to reclaim those units. In the west, we see engagement of 3 armies. Spectral Sight pushing in with his comm. We see Dusky going to push in, and Tetra as well. Team 1 will have the advantage with 3 gun comms. Gun is done here for Regather, going for Nano. T2 almost done here for Gromit. And Torpedo has been started for you in the middle. In the east, we do see that Sergeant Red does have gun and T2 on board. Going to build a T2 torp launcher to defend himself. And then probably going to land for a land evasion. Do you see that Torpedo... It is going to take a little bit of time to finish. Team 2's Battle Defense is holding, but there are a lot of subs inbound. Not really a good situation for Team 2 to be in. And Team 2 has been routed from the western sides here, so Team 1 has gained the middle of the map here. And naval pressure just not really going anywhere for either team. They're kind of just building subs, maybe a couple of frigates, and calling it a day. Nothing too crazy. Battle Defense a little bit annoyed about what's going on in the Navy. I don't blame him. Again, he is facing a 3v2 advantage here. Regather just got into Navy moments ago, so it's been 3v1 for a little bit, but it's just not really going Team 2's way. And Battle Defense has been severely depleted of hit points, so he has to fall back anyways. In the west, Spectre Slave. I think this is going to be the first comm-on-comm action between Spectre Slave of Team 1 and Regather of Team 2. Unless I missed somewhere else. We see a couple of laser cannons over here for Team 1's Tetra going after the T2 tickle cannons here for Gromit. Team 1 bombers are inbound. They're going to go after the radar system. No, they're going to drop short going after the T2PD, but one does grab the radar. Nice grab from Tetra, blinding his opponent, making sure that he cannot see where those forces and defenses are stashed. In the middle here, Rekethur is being overwhelmed quite severely here. Almost 11 minutes on the clock here, and Spectre Slave might just claim the first kill of the game. We see Hyper is getting out of there. He's like, nope, don't want any part of that. Rekethur, at this point, you might as well just go for maximum damage. Actually, Spectral Slave might just leave him alone. Radar system knockout here for Rekethur. And yeah, he actually gets left alone here, very surprisingly. That could have been an easy kill for Team 1. But again, the downside is if somebody on Team 2 or Team 1 dies, that base, that eco, those units go to somebody else. So that could really expedite somebody's eco. I mean, we do see that Hyper 2001 is ecoing hard. He has almost dual base on his own, considering his eco. T3 Air is online for him as well. We do see that but Sergeant Red is over here. Again, not in red. Unleashed does have stealth on board, and Signal's like, yeah, not really worth it. So I'm going to go back in the water and have a nice day there. T2 coming online here for you. We do see that Signal Runner does complete his sensor and T2 upgrades as well. Team 1, do you have T3 Air? No. Actually, that's going up to T3. That is still at T2. That one is not an air facility. So only one player on Team 1 has decided to go for a T3 Air. Team 2 has possibly a secondary air player, tertiary air player, whatever number 4 would be if there was another one. But look at the map control for Team 1. They've claimed at least most of the middle bar, the western edge of the map. T2 Navy online for these western edge players as well. We do see those destroyers are online, but there are subs inbound. Destroyers do have torp defenses on board, but there's also a destroyer online for Team 2 as well. So it's pretty much a 1v1 fight here. There are some torpedo-capable ships here for Team 1 as well. So it's going to be a little bit of a slog, but it looks like with all of the engineers being taken out, as well as, of course, the focus on the destroyer, that will definitely favor Team 2's Twitchy Mofo, and it'll probably lock out Team 1 in Navy. Team 1's U has now claimed the southern edge of the water, and Team 2 has been knocked out of Navy entirely on this eastern side. We still see Spectre Slave now shifting westward, going after Gromit's position. He's trying to get more PD online, but it's just not really going his way. We do see a couple more hoplites online. They are weaker, of course, than Rhinos and other units that he could build. They do have a little bit more range. They can fire a lot of rockets very, very quickly. Boundable defenses, T2 mexes are going down, and that is 6 mass a second for a total of 24 that he is losing. Team 2 is still in the lead for mass control or mass generation, 560 versus 500. And that's partially driven by Hyper being over 100, as well as Bannable and Beast being over 100. But we do see Team 1's Dusky right over that 100 mark. Same with you, and he's going to go a little bit faster just to do those mixes right here. A couple of Salem's on the water here. Actually, not on water, on land here for him. Bombarding more T2 mixes here for Bannable. His eco is going to drop a decent chunk after the raiding that's going on here from you. We do see Gromit is in full retreat. 13, almost 14 minutes on the clock here, and nobody has died as of yet. But in the west, that naval facility is staying online. Let's look at the destroyers going in for a suicide run to take out the facility. There are some torp bombers trying to alleviate the pressure here, but it's going to be close. Oh, the laser goes after a T2 PD over there on the east side there. A couple of T1 torp subs. Oh, it does grab the headquarters. Nice grab here by Twitchy Muffler. He hasn't denied Navy entirely, but he set Team 1 back considerably on that western side. And again, in terms of effectiveness of naval units, they can knock out 2 players as base, that being Dusky and being Tetra. So Team 1's definitely to be fully aware of that. In the middle, again, it's a little bit more farther out in terms of reach, but of course, having a Salem that can walk on land kind of cuts the distance down considerably. Unfortunately, that Salem is still walking and now realizes his mistake and will now move out of range, just because it's not really the best idea to walk essentially mobile T2 artillery right into your enemy's base. Not the best idea. Lots of subs. Lots of torp launching nonsense. Unleash the Beast is technically in the water. Technically. His feeties are just getting a little bit wet there. There are some TMD here, but again, this is kind of just a really interesting situation. Just hanging out on the water's edge, quite literally. But you see that Rekather, 2-star veterancy, Nano, and Gun on board. T1 units going after that Salem. Salem at 1-star veterancy. A lot of these strikers still not in range. That Salem will get away. But unfortunately here for Team 1 Salem, it's going to be kind of a long, lengthy time of getting back up to 4 HP. Hyper going for his RAS upgrade. Nano Repair, of course, started here for Unleash the Beast. He has Nano on board. He has to get his chest into the water before it can fire. And he's getting some more... Looks like those are bricks over here for some more torpedo action to deal with all of these torp defenses and, of course, the TMD. T3 coming online here for Signal Runner. And nothing really else crazy here for Team 1. T3 air facilities online. And possibly a third one or fourth one. Actually, that is going to be a third one up there for Dusky. Spam facilities online trying to protect the naval headquarters. That's getting back up to T2, but it's going to be a minute. There's going to be a little bit of a soft spot for Team 1 if Team 2 can exploit it. Couple of Titans running around here for Rekather. He's charging with his comm. Nano and a gun, but there are a couple of tickle cannons as well as some units with some nice artillery on board those Salem class destroyers. Rekather has dropped into the mid yellows, but he does have some parashields nearby, and he just gained a rank in veterancy, so he's a little bit more hit points to his name. Spam Yenzian coming online here for Bannable Offense in the middle. And in the east, that interesting torp nonsense probably will kill Unleash the Beast here. He's going to get a rank in veterancy just barely to survive. He gets his feet out of the water just in time. 400 hit points remain. But unfortunately, there was a destroyer nearby. And that ends his career in this game. It is now a 6v5 in favor of Team 1. It was an interesting move, but just too much pressure here from Team 1. It just was not enough. Then we'll give the base over to Bannable, who will probably keep it. He may give it to Hyper, but I highly doubt it, considering he's right there. So it'd be different if it was going to Twitchy. He'd probably give that over to somebody else on that side of the map. In the west, T2 Naval Headquarters online here for Team 1. Dusky wants to make sure he has a backup. Looks like Team 2 is having some issues invading that side of the map, considering that they already did that once. T3 possible? No, but we do see that now. Grama is in the Navy, assisting with that side of things as well. Lots of Titans running around. Definitely a good unit to choose in terms of the T1, T2 light HP spam, considering the rocket bots and all of that. Again, those Titans can rip them apart very, very quickly. Ilshis, of course, would be another good counter to those, because they have a decent amount of HP and just fire crazy nonsense fast. We did see some restorers over here. I don't know. Oh, nope, they're back over here. The ASFs are inbound for those T2 gunships that Bannable Offense just got from his teammate. And those are wiped out quite nicely here by those ASFs. It also looks like the missiles take not as much time to reach their targets for those Coronas. They kind of remind me of the Seraphim T3 guided flak, where they just kind of fire one bolt after a target instead of a couple of missiles. Transport tries to drop in a brick, gets denied by ASFs from Signal Runner. I do love the attempt, but it just does not succeed. There are a couple of cruisers in the water, so that is something to be concerned about here for Team 2. Transport with another brick is inbound, though, and those restorers will protect it. Brick does drop, and will now be taking out some T1, T2 mexes over here on this Upper Plateau Peninsula. What the heck you want to call that then? Cliffhead, maybe. Those Salem still being a little bit more of an annoyance here for Team 2, but again, they're kind of maxing out their range. So they're not as effective as they once were. Essentially, you can see that exclusion zone that they've created. Again, as you can see, that's the range. They really need to push in a little bit more to be effective. But T2 artillery should be coming online for Rekather as well, at least you would presume. We do see some, of course, in Bannable Offenses base, which have a little bit better range, if I'm not mistaken. So essentially that T1 max a little bit outside of that range is the maximum range on board those artillery pieces. Rekather pushing in now with shields, so 36,000 hit points, a little bit more than that. Nano and Gun with a lot of parashield assistance. He is the main unit for Team 2's Rekethur. We do see lots and lots of missiles inbound, lots of overcharges constantly here. Rekethur might just be going after whatever kills he can. Has a couple of Percies to back him up. Love to see that. He's going to wipe out stuff very, very quickly here. On the east, things have died down considerably. Team 1's Sergeant Red could easily just eco up, but unfortunately he has a gunship problem inbound from Bountiful Offense. T2 mexers are being assassinated as we speak. Team 1 has dropped, and it's now over 100 mass in favor of Team 2 in terms of the generation game. We do see that Rekethur continuing to just get those kills done. Titans pushing in to protect the Percies. Love to see that. Of course, all the parashields were already killed off, but again, love that layered defenses and attacking going down here from Rekethur. In the west, cruiser v cruiser fight with a couple of destroyers. I think it's 1-to-1. No, it's not 1-to-1 cruisers, or 1-to-1 destroyers. But there are some cruisers one way and the other, though. We do see now Repair coming down. He has max regen aura on board as well. So he's able to regen his units. Again, that is an interesting tactic to do as a Seraphim commander, where you can sit underneath your main fleet and then just regen them. Having some bulwarks would definitely be useful to protect the comm, because torp bombers are deadly. You gotta watch out for those. In the middle here, we do see those Yenzin attacking the Salem units. So we have two units that are obviously used in Navy fighting on land. Just think about that for a second. We have Hover Tech Yenzin facing off against mainly naval-born Salems, and the Yenzin are winning. Of course, the torpedoes on board the Salems are ineffective against them anyways, given the fact that they hover. So regardless if they were in the water or not, they would probably still win that fight. So good counter here by Bountiful Offense dealing with those T2 Salem nonsense. We do see some more hover over here, possibly trying to snipe the T2 naval headquarters up here. The restorers were eventually dealt with here by Team 1, but look at the damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 mechs is taken offline. You can see that discrepancy here. I think it's about 200 mass now in favor of Team 2. What are you doing with that advantage? More air grade. Love to see that it's actually very spread out on either side of the core mass. Bountiful Offense is built in experimental. It is a chicken. And it looks like the Colossus is coming online here for Hyper as well. We do see Rekethur continuing to just charge with that comm. He's now at 4-star veterancy on board. He's going to make his way to 5 here shortly. There are some Salems over there he has got to be very careful of. Lots of hoplites as well as some Loyalists and some bricks, so they can redirect missile fire. So if he does go for the attack missile Billy Nuke nonsense, that might be redirected at him. Future reference sort of thing. Attack missiles launching here from Team 1's cruisers. And again, Team 2 has the same cruisers, so no real advantage or disadvantage one way or the other. 3 T2 naval headquarters online here for Team 1. Going for T3 for this one from Tetra. Maybe going for those battleships that have nukes on board. Getting more PGens, more power here for him. 23 minutes on the clock here. Team 1 has suffered no casualties. Team 2 has suffered the only casualty of the game, that being Unleash the Beast. It is a 6v5, of course, in favor of Team 1. In terms of mass generation, Team 1 is behind, but they are catching up quite significantly here. Back up to 1.2 versus 1.2. So that is nice to see that Team 1 is catching up and focusing a little bit more on eco. But let me know down in the comments who you think is going to currently win this game. Of course, if you haven't done so already, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. As always, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Let's go ahead to see what's going on here with Rekethur in the middle once again. But of course, the main draw, the main attention grabber here for Team 2 is this chicken that Colossus should be coming online here. Oh, it is already online. Never mind. Of course, all the Salems, all of the units are moving in to intercept. Rekethur is retreating. He's doing not too bad. His shield is almost depleted, but he's repping it up as we speak. Chicken is being bombarded from pretty much all sides. Has a couple of Yenzin escorts. The Yenzin are actually moving northward to go after all of the naval units up here. The chicken is the main distraction. You'll love to see that there's a dual-pronged attack here from Bountiful Offense. He did go after the naval facility. He did not grab it, but he did take out a lot of the engineer build power over here for Sergeant Red. Gunships inbound here from Team 1 Signal Runner. He should be fine, though. Rekather, again, the AA on board the chickens are not great, but it's going to be something. You can see they just really don't do a lot of damage. Rekather is going to retreat. He could probably build some T1 AA. A couple of not the fighter bombers also inbound from Tetra to assist a little bit. And those ASFs come in, actually gifted over to Bannable Offense, and then wipe out the rest of those aircraft from Team 1. Looks like Team 2 does have air control, if ever so slightly. Again, the numbers are kind of split up for Team 1, but I do think it's a little bit in favor of Team 2. And the Euthotha is inbound. Engineers already on the scene here for you to scoop up all of the wrecks and funnel that into T3 battleships. So he's upgraded his forces to T3. He has a little bit more better range. He can go after Bannable Offense's base if he gets it right on the edge there. But I wouldn't be surprised to see more artillery built to try to counter that. And the chicken is just going to go full send it into Team 1's base. You see all these units are retreating. This is going to be a huge momentum shift for Team 2. This is giving them a lot of breathing room. And the western side of things, it is kicking off as well. And it looks like there is the Colossus gifted over the Bannable Offense. He's gifted a lot of stuff over, or he's been gifted a lot of stuff over, I should say. Let's put that in the middle of the map so we can see what's going on over there. Kuchimofo again is not doing super. Oh, that is not what I meant to do. Stop doing that. Again, it's the whole clicking of the scroll wheel that sometimes it like goes to the last icon or whatever the shortcut is. Lasers, 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 and more lasers. And it's just kind of a cluster here for Team 1 and Team 2. It is a kill box, so Team 2's got to get those units out of there. But Twitchimofo might be the target of the torp bombers, and yeah, he is the target. He's got to get the advanced nano online to really survive in that arena. Colossus is going to be forced back, which will not Twitchy, but Bannable Offense builds another experimental. It is another chicken, and those units are being bombarded by naval pressure. Another set of battleships are coming online, I would assume here shortly, but it's just more destroyer, 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 destroyer. Team 2 is forced back, and I think at this point the split is no longer needed. In the east, things are kind of just there, you know, nothing too crazy, just a couple of raids, but nothing too crazy. Signal Runner has actually grabbed the upper plateau over here. We do see that Bannable Offense doesn't like that. He's going to send his ground forces that way. Battleships and some Salems and some Sirens are inbound. Oh, Team 2's Bannable Offense is going to have to start shielding up the rest of his base, but T2 artillery might be barely out of range. Yeah, just barely out of range. We do see that chicken is still pushing in. Most of those T3 forces have been dealt with a chicken 3-star veterancy working its way to number 4 veterancy. T3 pigeons being knocked out. T3 land headquarters would definitely be a nice little grab there. There are some lightning tanks that are being built here by Tetra. Of course, he was the one building some of those bombers. Team 1's Tetra is now retreated into the northern pond. This would be a nice grab, though, here from Team 2's Bannable Offense, just sending the chicken all the way into the main base for Dusky, annihilating all of that. That's where he's building all those torp launchers. How dare you run a chicken through my bases, Tetra? How dare you? It's like a distinguished gentleman kind of thing. A couple of T3 mexes, though, are going to be taken out, and as well as a couple of T3 units. The chicken is defeated, but that T3 pigeon is not going to have some fun times. There is a nice little Percy nearby. Helps take out a brick that was getting out of range. That T3 pigeon is down. That T3 mex may survive. No, that T3 mex does not survive. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 T3 mexes in the middle of Tetra's base. He dropped his equal to 100. And now Team 2 is in a significant lead. It was 1.1. Sorry, actually Team 1's in the lead. Never mind, I read that number wrong. Team 2 is behind, even with the destruction of Team 1's, well, one of Team 1's players. That is a huge discrepancy for Team 2, and that's partly, of course, driven by the constant pressure from Team 1. Well, yeah, I read the numbers wrong. Apologies for that. Colossus under threat from some gunships. These nice little renegades from you. Just the tons of... Whoa, that was weird. It looks like they slid onto the scene. That was interesting. Strat says you. I don't know if he says they're... Oh, no, those are not strats. Those are solaces, if that's what he's referencing. T3, nope. Here for Twitchimo as of yet. Shield grid protecting the air facilities. Love to see that. No big ticket items here for Team 2 as of... Oh, I mean, that's kind of a big ticket item. It's starting to get into that realm. Team 1, nothing too crazy. Nothing too crazy. Nope. Nope. Nope, that's a rebuild. And nope. So nobody's really gone for any early game enders, artillery, that sort of thing. Unfortunately, Team 2 is just being pushed back by all accounts by Team 1. I mean, they're winning the Western Edge. They've kind of just reached a stalemate in the East. The middle, of course, has been taken for a while now. And there's a monkey online here for you. He has a ton of Salem's inbound. And that is just not a good sign here for Team 2's bannable offense. He's the main target of the aggression. Of course, he has 2 bases, but he might be losing his comm here shortly. That monkey is inbound. 2 chickens says Tetra, and that's what he's sending in. That's what he's focusing on, bannable offense. And that comm is in full retreat. Has some shields trying to protect him. There's a Colossus inbound that probably will save him if Colossus actually goes after the monkey, which it does. Team 1 PD being hastily built by bannable offense just to, again, get that unit destroyed. T3 Pigeons will actually hurt himself and kill our bannable offense. Oh, that's gonna hurt. Oh, it was those T3 Pigeons that did him in. If it wasn't for those, he actually might have been fine, but oof, that is rough. Team 2 loses their highest rated player, and it is now a 4v6 in favor of the northern team of Team 1. T3 Solace is inbound to go after those T2 naval headquarters. One of them does get taken out by a Colossus from Rekather. Looks like it was probably bannable offense who had that. Chicken fight. 1 chicken dies. The other chicken died somewhere, and the other chicken died somewhere else, I think. The Salem push got denied by a ton of Colossi. Well, ton being 2. But there's still 4 battleships in the water here for you. So, again, he's going to have claim over the water for a while. Rekather now sitting at almost 700 mass income, and you sitting at almost 600. He's going for stealth on board that comm. Maybe he'll go for cloaking. Maybe he'll go for teleporter. Who knows? Signal Runner still holding position where he's been for a while now. Love to see some SMDs being built by Team 1 just in case. You never know. You never know what the other team has up their sleeve. Colossus, though, severely damaged. I don't think it's going to make it anywhere else. This facility is going to get denied. Maybe he's going to try to grab this T2 naval headquarters, but there's still one back up there. Dusky might be trying to go for an overcharge, which he might actually get. Colossus is able to turn around and go after the destroyers, but actually, no, it goes after the headquarters. It will survive with 200, not 200, but 2,500 hit points remaining. Colossus still being bombarded by artillery fire from those battleships. One of them dead over here. ARAS done on Sergeant Rad's comm. Tactical nuke is now done for Rekather. That's very interesting. There is some TMD on board those Galaxy-class destroyers, Galaxy-class battleships. And those Colossi sitting still, not good. Those are thousands of hit points just being deleted on board that Colossus. That might just be... Oh, yeah, that's not lovely. That is not great for Team 2. Yeah, pings are going to be way too late. By the time he issues commands, that's a dead Colossus. Yep, there it goes. Missile. Nope, looks like that was artillery based. But Team 1's you just throwing all of the artillery in the kitchen sink at Team 2. We do see a nuke has been built here by Team 2's Hyper 1001. He's actually built, he's built 2 nukes. Apologies, 2 nukes. Nuke has been spotted here by you. Yep, he knows about that one. Do they know about that one? Yes, they do. So they know about both nukes. Does Team 1 have any SMD coverage? They do. Not loaded. And he is on the move. He's going for that SMD coverage, or at least trying to get a little bit in range. Bowie nuke lands. Nice. Takes out a couple of those Salems, alleviating a little bit of that pressure. But again, there is still TMD on board those Galaxies. So as long as they scrunch up, There's going to be really no issues here in terms of these Billy Nukes. In the west, there's TMD on board those cruisers, but nothing too crazy. And those facilities are just going to hang out for the time being. Air grid being expanded upon here by Dusky in the west. Air grid over here and air grid here for you. T3 air facility over here as well for Sergeant Red. And that nuke is outbound. This could be a really crucial nuke. Where did it go? Did it go for a base or did it go for a comm? We do see that signal runner standing still. You is like, nope, I'm out of there. See you, bye. This is the only SMD that's been built for a while. So essentially it's open the season for Team 2. This one back here just got built. And that nuke is sailing overhead. It's probably going to go for Dusky's base. That is a Billy nuke. That is not the nuke. But it is nice to see a nice little mini kaboom. Is going to go for Tetra. Nope. It's going to keep sailing overhead. The SMD, again, just got built moments ago. Unfortunately, Dusky, you are not going to have a fun day. And that SMD is dead. Apologies. Boom. There it goes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 T3 mexes, T3 air facility, SMD, and most of that air grid is up in flames. Or it just gone. It disappeared. Erased from existence. And that nuke has killed off 84,000 mass. Nice grab there. Not Dusky, sorry. You attacked Dusky. That you are Hyper 1001. T3 NGC's bannable offense. Looks like the Awasa is slowly being built by Rekather. 34 minutes on the clock here. We have a couple of some Janus. Love to see the Janus. I don't know what it is, but for some reason watching things just get ripped apart by flames is very entertaining. It might be a little bit of a pyromaniac, just a little bit. No, not big one, just a little bit. And those Salems, ooh, well, they are going to die to that Billy nuke, but those Percys are going to make it really easy for them to die. Oh, look, that Janus may have been taken out by the Billy nuke. Doesn't matter. That's another group of T2 artillery mobile units that get wiped out. Right, they're probably sitting on 20,000 mass killed. Nope, 34,000. So, wow, really getting good use of that Billy nuke. Of course, TMDs and TMDs and SMDs are going to be built everywhere here from Team 1. There's multiple of them from Signal. Looks like possible game ender spot right here with all these hives. Maybe just be assisting a personal shield for you just to protect against any sort of nonsense. T3 air facility back online for Dusky. But again, this line of attack isn't really beneficial for either team. Team 2 does have T3 naval tech online. Needs to get more cruisers. They have a lot of flak, which is good for dealing with gunships, but not for bombers. It's not as good. Having the cruisers would be a little bit more effective. Just 2 cents there. But of course, he's focused on battleships, so I don't blame him. Another nuke is outbound, still by Hyper. Where is he going? It looks like it's going... is a Billy nuke. That is not a nuke. Where is the nuke? Nuke is going northeast. SMD is nowhere to be in sight. Couple of bricks land on the coastline. T2 naval facility down for Sergeant Red. That base is not going to have a fun time. He's building a chicken, actually thinking about building a couple of chickens and building more air grid. But unfortunately for him, that's going to be another successful nuke here from Team 2 and drop the eco. Not considerably, but it's going to hurt. Kaboom! There goes the everything in that base. There are still more facilities. Another nuke is outbound. Man, Hyper is just spamming those things up. This one is going for the naval headquarters. There is that SMD, and it was just built, which means it does not have a nuke loaded. And there's also a crab and a monkey inbound. Ooh, Spectre Slave's like, no, back up. Wrong way, go the other way. Boom, kills off those facilities. There's still some T3 facilities over here, but again, the main units have already been built. There's still 4 battleships plus an aircraft carrier and a partridge and a paratroop, but there are bricks inbound from Rekather from the east. He's been very successful over here, taking out Sergeant Red's more defensive line over there. He's not pushing in, but he's not doing too bad. But we do see Signal Runner has been found by Rekather. If the bricks continue to move, that's going to be a dead comm here for Team 1. That will be the first kill on Team 2's side. Missiles are outbound from Signal Runner, though. That's definitely something that Team 2 is going to be aware of here shortly. And T3 mixes are not having a fun time over there. But, oh, Signal Runner is going to drop pretty close into the red here. The only, of course, issue with the Torrent-class missile ships are they are very, very vulnerable to damage because they only have 7,500 HP. Versus the aircraft carriers who have 22,000. And then, of course, a battleship, as an example, has 53,000. Oh, 2 veterancy. I was going to say, there's no way that a battleship has 53,000 HP starting off, but that's 2 veterancy. We see in the west, again, still nothing really materializing. This might be a little bit of a concern, building Yassaus here for Team 1. Of course, again, it's going to be a little bit of not low impact, but it's not going to be that much of an impact. And those bricks still running around, wreaking some havoc. Signal Runner's calm did get out of there. It looks like it got on a transport. Love to see that. Again, I do apologize for missing that, but it was grabbed, so it wasn't a kill. And the bricks, I don't know what they're going for, but just going for maximum damage, I guess. Again, something to be aware of is that Galaxies have torpedoes, Salems have torpedoes, Crabs have torpedoes, Monkeys have torpedoes. Obviously, other bricks have torpedoes. Wagners can, fire their weapons underneath the surface of the water. There's a lot of units for the Cybern faction that have torpedoes. So bricks are nice, but you need a little bit more maybe from the air rather than just from the water. Lines of chickens probably are not going to be built anytime soon. This chicken is denied by this crab and monkey. Couple of Colossi wrecks there for Team 2 to scoop up. That chicken wreck probably, or chicken construction might not finish. The Awasa is only in the yellow, and there is a Colossus down here for Wrecker Third. Looks like it was transferred over from Hyper. His nuke is not spam loading. He has 111,000 mass kill with that one. That one is being loaded, and that one has 71. So almost 200,000 mass killed from those 2 nukes. Not TMD, but PD are being built quite hastily using the, of course, not rally command, but I call it the spread out command, but I forget what the exact name is. I think T1 PD definitely would have been more beneficial. The bricks are probably going to kill off this nuke. There are some T1 bombers inbound. T1 PD, no, it's just T2 PD. It's not going to be enough. You need the fire rate from the T1s, and the bricks are going to focus on that Apocalypse nuke launcher, and it will go down. So that's one nuke that Team 1 doesn't have to worry about, but again, there's still one backup nuke in the back. Chicken does get denied. Another nuke did get outbound here from Team 2. That SMD will load in time. Oh, but there's another one over there, and it was about to land, and that one loaded, but that one protected it and gets denied by Team 1. Upper 2001's Eastern player or Eastern teammate of Wrecker-Thir's base over there is not feeling too well. This base in the middle that used to belong to Bannable is not feeling well as well. And in the west, nothing too crazy going on here. Team 2 is losing territory quickly here. That bomber does get finished for Team 2, so that might be enough to hold off the land engagement for now. There's a lot of Team 1 bombers overhead. They're going after the crab. The monkey would be an easy target. The crab is the main focus, though. And of course, you got to watch for that splash or that AoE from that bomber. That already takes out a couple of friendly bombers and takes out a chunk of them as well. Not great here. Of course, the brick still trying to go after maybe the SMD, maybe go after the nuke that's down here. There's more PD being built all the time. The crab and monkey are both in the red, so they're not going to last that much longer. Bomber is in the yellow, though, so it can be killed off. Team 1 looks like they've lost a decent chunk of their air force trying to go after that bomber, or just didn't have enough to begin with. The monkey is down. Mexes are trying to be taken offline. The monkey wreck is going to be pretty much just annihilated from that bomber. The Team 1 bombers will rip apart the remaining forces and the remaining megalith. Bomber will drop another payload, kill off the remaining Team 1 bombers. That's a lot of friendly fire there. But of course, it's just in pursuit of going after that megalith. In the east, missile ship here for Team 1. The ASFs are inbound. I don't know what they're going for. Looks like they're going to go for whatever they can. Team 1 bomber is going to get wiped out. The T4 Awasa bomber is not going to have a fun time. There's the target that Team 1 was after. Signal Runner's going to go for it. He is going to kill it off. That's unfortunate. for Team 2. And looks like the ASFs will make it out of dodge. There is some Cougar and other T3AA underneath them on route, but again, they'll make it home nonetheless. Was a little bit risky of a play, but Team 1 Signal Runner was able to make use of it. Lots of mass fabs being built by you, scaling that eco considerably, almost at 1,000 mass. Team 1, 2.9K per second. Team 2, 2.1. And ARAS being started by Twitchy He does have the advanced nano as well, so again, sitting at 240 hit points as second region. But look at all the yellow dots over here. Team 2 just does not have enough TMD or even some redirection on board those loyalists. I do love that Rector did deploy these, because they are going after the torrents that don't have TMD. They have torp defense, but no TMD, which means those missiles, if they do land, will kill off the torrents eventually. It's going to take a while, but they will eventually be taken out. Nuke here, says Dusky. I don't know if that's Team 1 saying that they have a nuke and nuke here, or there is still a nuke on Team 2 side of the map. Bug has been started by Spectre Slave. I don't see anything else. Maybe that has to be in reference to Team 2's nuke. Yeah, there's not even like a picture there, so he's just saying nuke here. There's another nuke here for Team 2, though. That is a Stone Ranger just newly minted here by Rector, getting an artillery piece. Again, would not recommend putting it next to the artillery, but, you know, He does have 4 Fat Boys online, but again, there's a lot of T2 Salems and, of course, some battleships, so those are going to be a little bit less effective as they could be in other scenarios. Torrents, of course, are still suffering some damage from their own missiles, but nothing too crazy. Major airfight occurs over nothing. It looks like Team 1's Signal Runner has a little bit of a bad turn, but there is some AA on board the Salems. There's a little bit of AA nearby from that aircraft carrier. And I think Team 1's still going to have the victory nonetheless. I think both players just kind of nope. Yep, Team 2 is like, no, I'm good. Why? Why? Why are there like 300 bombers over here? No. There's a 200 even. Excuse me, not 300, 200. But still, where are they going? I don't know where they're going. There's probably 50 or so bombers right here from Sergeant Red. And he's probably going after those Fat Boys. That's what I would presume. And yeah, that might... not really. It looks like they're going for the manufacturing or the mass fabs over here from Rekather. Maybe going for the nuke. But the nuke has SMD, not SMD, but shield coverage. Those bombers are going to drop payloads on top of the shields for the nuke. And it looks like the shield will probably hold. If not, they're actually dying to their own bombs that drop. Oh, that's rough. The AoE on the bombs is just big enough so where the incoming shot comes in, kills off more bombers. But here we go. Kaboom! Kills off that group of facilities there. Knocks up the T3 naval headquarters once again. Looks like there's another building to the north. Opens up a little bit of engagement point here for Team 2's Rekather. He has assisting him a monkey and a crab. 3 Fat Boys. 3 of those Hathums, those T3 battleships that can build nukes on board. Doesn't mean they should build nukes on board, but they can build nukes on board. So that is something. There is a couple of SMD coverage up there. There's one up there, so there's backup SMDs just in case. We do see Twitchy Muffler built another experimental. Is it an Awasa bomber? Is it a YOLO? Is it something big? Nope, it is a chicken. But hey, chicken is something. Petra asking for help here from his teammates. Again, missile ships are just pummeling Team 2 on this eastern side. This base here for Rekather is just not having a fun time. T3 land headquarters is barely hanging on. The Torrents, of course, they're constantly moving because they don't want to be shot by their own missiles. Strap bombers wipe out a ton of AA support here for Team 2, but half of those bombers will not make it home. Another Billy Nuke is outbound. Going after the headquarters is over here and headquarters over here. And it's going to strike, going up a couple of NGs as well. Doesn't kill off the headquarters, but almost denies it entirely. But of course, there's shots inbound from other units nearby, so nothing too crazy. A couple of Yassaus, but they get ground fired, so that's not really a good day. Strat bombers overhead going after the Fat Boys. There are bugs inbound, and that is not good for Team 2's Fat Boys. Those are very slow sitting ducks. The Boom Nuke is inbound. It's going to do a little bit of damage. It might actually help kill off that chicken. That chicken's about to die. First Fat Boy is down. 2 remain. There's a lot of Cougar fire behind that bug. That second chicken goes down. The monkey somehow is still alive, surprisingly enough. There's 3 bugs now, and that's not great. It looks like they're targeting the cougars. That's definitely the smart thing to do. Go after the stuff that can shoot you and then go after everything else. Chicken's going to get wiped out, though, so that's not great for Team 2. And, of course, this nuke is almost loaded. We have, again, the nuke back here sitting at 100,000 mass killed. So pretty much, I'd say about over 200, maybe 250,000 mass killed with standard nukes. Boom nukes, Recruiter is probably sitting at 60. Nope, 71. Sitting at 71,000 mass killed. Looks like that's inbound for him, because it looks like I got redirected by some loyalists. And he does have some assisting T3 Seraphim shielding, so that should protect him. It's going to be a fun surprise. T1 bombers are inbound, and they are being wiped out by those ASFs from Signal Runner. It's just a massacre over here, both in the ASF department and in the everything else department. I don't know what they were going for. It looks like they may be going for that SMD. It was a nice attempt. It is not loaded, and there's a backup one anyways. But that's got to hurt. Ooh, yep, Team D deflection, says Grommet. Yep, Recruiter doesn't have a shield anymore, so it has some power issues. But Hyper 1001 is eliminated by Signal Runner. Looks like it was some Strat Bombers killed him off. That is not water, sir. That is just land. Definitely unfortunate. Nice grab by Signal Runner. Didn't even know the Strat Bombers were back there. Definitely unfortunate. It drops this game to a 6v3. Still in favor of Team 1. And still nobody on Team 1 has died. It could be a flawless game for them. In the East, Chicken's online. It's being targeted by friendly missile fires. That's always fun. Strat Bombers are now inbound. Ooh, there's a... that might not be good here for Team 1 to know about. That is a Mavor, and a nuke is launched anyways, just in case. Artillery is inbound from Team 1, targeting that artillery from Team 2. This one's almost done for Grommet, so we have 2 artilleries and soon to be possibly a Mavor. Team 1... where is that artillery piece? Oh, it's right here. Second one is under construction as we speak. Huge air grid here for Signal Runner and mass fab farms over here to the east as well. And that's a land facility, not air facilities. 4 bugs online here for Team 1, and they are just getting annihilated. But unfortunately, the ground forces are also getting annihilated, so it's kind of a dual-edged sword there. Boom Nuke lands on the defenses here. Nothing too crazy. It's heavily shielded, so 1 Boom Nuke is not going to be enough. Second artillery is now officially online. The Mavor is in the almost 50% department. Artillery is now landing around the Mavor, though. That's not good, especially because those bombers flew overhead and spotted it. And now it is completely shielded, but definitely needs some more shields, just in case. If that Strat bombing run that killed off Signal Runner comes in, that would probably actually wipe out the Mavor entirely. And if they could get the nuke, I would probably aim for right about here. So you grab the nuke and you grab 2 P-Gens. There's a lot of assistance for Recruiter. He's sitting at 900 mass income. You sitting at 1.2k. And SMDs looks like are the target. There's that massive amount of hives assisting that shield. I may as well go for other things and not go for that. Reduce the base here in the east has been kind of diminished by this chicken that rampage over in the east. That nuke is gonna die. The nuke has one loaded. Is it gonna fire in time? Oh, Recruiter has been defeated by Spectre Slave. He got sniped by those bugs. That's the downside with having a Boom Nuke commander, is that it's on the front lines. Very unfortunate the nuke does not launch. Team 1, it's a 6v2 game. And there's a Colossus inbound for that Mavor, and that Mavor is going to die. That nuke does not have anything loaded. Very unfortunate. Monkey Lord trying to be built, but artillery is going to hit and kill off the rest of those P-Gens with the but the Monkey Lord, oh my gosh, the Soul Ripper support. Colossus doesn't even get to do much, and there goes that artillery piece. Team 2 has lost 2 artilleries and both of their nukes. And that might just be it here for Team 2. 51 minutes on the clock here. It is again a 6v2 game. And those SMDs are fine. And there's just rampaging going down here for Team 1. It's just not a good day. We have Grommet with a cloaking laser commander trying to fend off Team 1. Artillery landing next to their own experimentals. But 4 bugs, that's not great. Can't believe I survived, says Tetra. I mean, you were being chased, but you made it into the pond, so you were fine. Tons of Torp bombers inbound down the west here. And Twitchy Mofo might just be going out in a blaze of glory. There is a horde of bricks inbound from Spectre Slave. Twitchy Mofo is the target. He's trying to get onto land, but it's not going to be enough. He will die to those Torp bombers, leaving Grommet, the 1,000 rated player with a cloaking laser commander, the last remaining player on Team 2. 116 hit points a second regen, not even at full veterancy. 37,000 hit points. Rick's almost got me to 2.5. Yeah, it was pretty close for Sigma Runner, but he got out. And it looks like it's just kind of the cleaning, the mopping up operations here for Team 1. Now it's time to think who is going to be the MVP of this game. I mean, I have a couple of thoughts, couple of ideas. Again, nothing really big is going to happen at this point. Do they sway me one way or the other? But you, of course, grab in the middle of the map with all of those Salems and the Salems and battleships, those galaxies. Did a lot of work cleaning up. Looks like a nuke landed over here, tried to kill off whatever was down here. That was failed. Another nuke outbound from Team 1. Another nuke outbound from Team 1. Just wiping out the rest. How much? Are there just all plan Bs down there for you? Yep, there's 4 of them. Yep, look at that. So he just nuked everything. Calm there. Nope, calm there. Team 1 still doesn't know he's there. Colossus being destroyed by that calm. 111,000 mass killed for that experimental. 102,000 killed for that experimental. Looks like possibly Team 1 has spotted him. Yes, they have. And the Colossus versus Laser Cybrin. Of course, Team 1 will win that fight. Gunships try to get away, but it's too late. And Team 1 with a flawless victory wins the game at almost 54 minutes. MVP for me. Again, like I said, we were talking about maybe you, because he did so much with his battleships. I mean, it's nice to have plan Bs, but not really too crazy. Artillery was nice, but it really wasn't a huge issue because the Colossus was inbound anyways, would have wiped out the nuke, the Mayweather that's being built, everything else down there. But there is something to be said about Spectre Slave's bugs, though. They came in, killed off the experimentals that were going after Tetra's base. He did a very good job on that front. But I think it's a toss-up between you and Spectre Slave. They both did very well in what they were focused on doing, but I think overall impact, I think you might have it just because he really thwarted bannable offenses plays. I don't know if he was the one that killed him off or not. Oh, no, I think he was because the Monkey Lord came in and killed him. Yeah. So that really set Team 1 down a nice path. They killed off, of course. Again, the highest rated player isn't the end-all, be-all, but it is a huge thing to lose somebody of that much ranking, specifically because, it's 2,100 to 1,000 rating. So, those higher rated players to 2,000 plus definitely add a lot of oomph to your side of the team. So you taking out his rival and then just holding Navy for the entirety of the map might have been just the key for Team 1's victory. It gave them a lot of wiggle room. So I think I'm going to give it to you for MVP. Let me know if I'm right, wrong, maybe wrong, whatever the case may be. Thank you so very much for watching to the very end of the video. Of course, thank you. I really do appreciate it. And I will see all of you in the next one.